You're listening to Civic Media. You can tune into any of our live shows on any radio station across the state with the Civic Media app. Find us in your phone's app store and listen anytime, anywhere.
Welcome back to Nightlight with Pete Schwaba and Greg Bach here on the Civic Media Network. You can always get in touch with us. You can always call or text. The number is the same, 855-752-4842, 855-75-CIVIC. Leave a comment on that live stream. We are currently streaming on Facebook, YouTube, and the platform we still call Twitter. Still ahead, a great conversation with Kurt Krauss. He is a Door County native. He is a film producer, an actor. He'll be talking about movies, his play, all sorts of great stuff. That's coming up in just a little bit. And then, of course, we close everything out with the Nightcap, where we take to the live stream and to the text line, hear your thoughts on tonight's question, as well as talk about what we have learned on tonight's program. So don't go anywhere. We're having some great fun here. And coming to you live from Radio Park in Racine, I am Greg Bach, all the way up the coast, northeast Wisconsin style, Marinette, Wisconsin, a.k.a. Christmas City, USA, Mr. Pete Schwaba. And then in Madison at HQ, Mr. Dom Lee. The three of us, like a 3/5 Voltron, are the Yodder-Hay Triangle.
Yes.
Wow.
Not sure what that is.
You don't know what Voltron is, Pete?
What is that again?
Voltron was a Japanese anime cartoon from the 80s where 5 robot lions come together to make one big super robot that fought the tyranny of universal like crime and people like that. It was pretty cool. I watched it a lot as a kid. Yeah, they redid it. They redid it a few years ago, but five pilots in 5 robot lions, and those robot lions come to form one super crime-fighting guy named Voltron, or lady, or person, I don't know,
sure,
or robot, I don't know, but yeah. All we need is 2 more people. Well, we have Tucker. We have Tucker.
We do.
So we have 4 lions. We just need 1 more. Maybe you can be that 5th
Could
lion.
be you. You could be that lucky lion.
All right. If you missed anything from the first hour, feel free to go back to civicmedia.us/shows, find Nightlight, download episodes, listen to them at your leisure as a podcast, get caught up. There's lots of great stuff happening there, as well as other programs, including Amicus, a law review, which is hosted by Jim Santel, our guest from the previous hour. And then great ways you can get in touch with us. Let's see here. There's the Civic Media app where you can call and text. You can listen to shows live. You can get your news if you'd like to. It's right there. And participate in Text to Win contest, which a new one is coming up very soon. More details to follow on that. And then finally, I guess, Pete, this is the old school style of doing things. Drop us an email.
Sure.
Nightlight. NITELITE at civicmedia.us. Send us an email. Let us know your thoughts on the show, guests, topics. We read them. We appreciate them. We love the fact that you're a part of the conversation as well. So those are great ways to stay in touch with us. But without further ado, let's restate the question of the night and get to your thoughts on it. Please play the music. The question is, summer is pretty much coming here. Like, we got just a few more weeks before it's officially summer, but what is the best vacation spot in Wisconsin? 855-752-4842, 855-75-CIVIC. Again, leave a comment on the live stream. We are currently streaming on Facebook, YouTube, and the platform we still call Twitter. We'd love to hear from you. You can also drop your thoughts on our Facebook page Facebook. We have a Nightlight page. That was a really bad setup there, but yeah, you can always leave your comments there, and Pete will read them out. But really quick, here's a question I have. Before we ask the question, Pete, of your favorite spot, what is it like living in a touristy area? You live in that area where your population probably skyrockets over the summer. What's it like living there? And do you feel the need to all right, we just got to get out of town right now?
I wouldn't say Marinette is a vacation destination necessarily, which is interesting because we're directly across the bay from Fish Creek of Green Bay. So it's the same body of water, but I wouldn't say we get a ton of vacationers in Marinette. Where I live, in my community, we do have some seasonal homes. The population in our little neighborhood here tends to go up quite a bit in the summer. But I wouldn't say the whole area. Now, Crivets is a big vacation area, and there are people with cottages in the county and stuff like that. But it's not like Eagle River or Minocqua or one of those areas. So, but I remember going to those areas. One of my answers was going to be Three Lakes because that's where my grandma had a cottage, and that was where I spent a lot of my childhood. Very special place to me.
Nice.
As an adult, I would say we like to go to Door County. It's close. It's a couple hours away. If we go around through Green Bay, we don't have a boat where it only takes like 20 minutes to get there. But yeah, it's got great culture and restaurants, and I love Door County.
That's great. That's a very popular answer. People, my sister and my brother-in-law have been going to Door County. I think now, my goodness gracious, they've been married for over 25 years now. They go there once a year at least, and they usually do a summer. Wow. Sometimes they even do a winter trip too, just to take in, because Door County's getting popular in the winter as well. But Dom, what about you? What do you have memories? Did your family come to Wisconsin for the summer for like trips and whatnot?
Not a whole lot. Only when I first moved here for school, University of Wisconsin-Oshkosh. There was a few years where I did go camping in the summertime. And I, like Pete said, I went to Crivets, right? I think that's how the town of Crivets. And there was a great, it was great camping, everything like that. I'd say that is my favorite. I do like the Dells as well, but I've gone there quite a few times now to where it's not as good as Crivets, but I definitely would say
definitely a
the
bigger.
best.
Yeah, it's more touristy, I would say.
Yeah.
The Wisconsin Dells, not as good as Crivets, but we got water parks. So I have never been. The only thing I know about Crivets is that there is a Piggly Wiggly there, or at least there was. When I used to work for a refrigerated warehouse, we used to house the Piggly Wiggly foods that would be distributed to various stores all over the state. And store 182, Crivets. I remember that to this day. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so
it's a weird. There are a couple. It has a couple claims to fame. Most recently, I would say about 8 years ago, the Broadway star Julius LaRosa passed away in Crivets, and I read that. Or I heard that on the radio. I'm like, wait a minute, what? And apparently, he had some connection and went there and lived out his days in Crivets. And then Bret Michaels from Poison, his mom lives there. And he was in Crivets a couple summers ago, and he claimed he was going to come back and do a big summer concert. Never happened. Come on, Bret. Put your money where your mouth is. But yeah, his mom and stepdad live in Crivets. So
look what the cat dragged in, Mr. Bret Michaels.
Well done.
That's why you go there.
Nice. Thank you. Thank you very much. That's right.
But yeah, it's a beautiful area.
Absolutely. I can only say from what I've heard about it. I should check it out one of these days. But we got ourselves some text message thoughts here. Dom, let's kick it off with you. What are the people saying regarding tonight's question? What is your favorite vacation spot in Wisconsin?
Yeah, we've got quite a few. We got Monica from Mount Horeb texting in saying, went up to Bayfield several years ago and have never had a more relaxing vacation in my life. Wow.
I want to go there so bad.
Nothing but amazing things about vacation. And it's like from here in Racine, it's about a 5-hour drive. And
dude, it's like 4 hours from here, and I'm 2 hours north of you. Like, it is up there, but it's gorgeous. The Apostle Islands are close by. I've never been there, and it is definitely on my list.
Maybe it's a place where we should do a live show.
Ooh, I like it.
Nightlight live from the Apostle Islands
on the lake.
A little kayaking.
There you go. We do a show on the lake. We get a pontoon boat. See, I'm just using any reason to get a pontoon boat. Get a pontoon boat.
Or we just get some water sound effects, kill the video, and say we're coming to you live from Lake Superior.
They'll never know. Paddles. Nobody knows. You can't prove it.
Come on, please.
Okay, we're gonna keep going here.
I'm trying to make water sounds right now, and it's not working. Okay. All right, cool. What do we have next on the text line?
We have Brett from Brown Deer saying, my favorite vacation spot in Wisconsin is Devil's Lake. Love camping there, nice bathrooms and showers. That is true. Camping.
Yeah, my wife and I, we've been talking about doing a summer trip, and Devil's Lake is always the top of that list. So that was probably going to hopefully happen sooner than later. What else we got there, Dom?
Yeah, we got Anna texting in from Madison. Says, hi, Pete and Greg. My favorite vacation spot in Wisconsin is anywhere in Door County. The scenery there is beautiful. Very true.
Nice.
Totally agree. Door County has those great limestone formations. The natural beauty there is incredible. I totally agree with you, Anna.
I just feel like Wisconsin is the place. Like,
yep.
It's just the place.
It's the place. Small little lakes inland. I love it.
Yeah, we still got a few more here. We got Bridget texting in, says, my favorite vacation spot in Wisconsin is Egg Harbor. It's beautiful, relaxing, just the best.
Love the Door County place. Love it.
Nice.
And then what else? She also texted in and said, Waupaca. Chain of lakes, has the clearest water, great boating, fishing, and food. the wheelhouse, check it out. There we go.
Okay.
It's not a destination to get away to, but if you're ever in Milwaukee and you want a moment, this isn't Door County, this isn't Devil's Lake or Wisconsin Dells. You're not going to do an overnight here, but there's a place called Atwood Park. It is like when you go there, it's like you are on a island in the Caribbean. The water is gorgeous. The everything about that feels like you are nowhere in Wisconsin. If you're ever in Milwaukee, Atwood Park along the lakefront on Lake Drive is a great place to stop for like an hour or two on a nice day. Just take a look. When she said clear water, that's the first thing I thought about was Atwood Park. So if you're ever around that area, that's my recommendation.
Nice to know.
Yeah. All right. We got any more, Tom?
Yeah, we got one more. We got Nick from Marshall saying, my favorite vacation spot is in the Wisconsin Dells area, and I would really like to travel to Door County sometime. Very true.
Well, Nick, you will get there.
You'll get there.
You
All in
will
due time.
absolutely get there.
Save your money, Nick. Save up, as Killer Bees, the comedian, used to say. We've got some Facebook comments here. Scott Tom, one of my favorite Madisonians, says, refuse to say. I hope they never find my secret places.
Okay.
Okay.
Right.
Thanks. I guess it's every girl for herself. Thanks, Scott. Daniel Wheeler says, Danny Wheels, he's going to be on the show next month. Fox River Mall in Appleton. It has Sbarro Pizza, air conditioning, and no deer ticks. That is my kind of inside guy dude right there. Me and Danny Wheels are kindred spirits.
Where are you going? The mall.
Food court.
That's the place.
Get a slushie. Janet on Facebook says Eagle River. Spent a lot of time there as a kid. Could not agree more. Yeah. Beautiful place. That's where we would go when we wanted to see a movie. When we were in Three Lakes. Eagle River is like 10 miles away. Is the Vilas Theater. Really cool, charming little theater. Thank you, Janet. Stacy Sue says, Sister Bay at Al Johnson's Swedish restaurant with the goats on the roof. Yeah, that is a funky place.
My goodness.
It's a real place.
Oh, yeah, it's a place to see. Stacy Sue also says in Michigan, it would be Mackinac Island, fudge, biking, etc. I agree with you, Stacy. We did our honeymoon at the Grand Hotel. Mackinac Island is spectacular, but it's not Wisconsin. That's what I will say. But you know what? We're not going to chastise.
To each their. I love when anybody's reason for going somewhere is fudge. To me,
right.
Wisconsin Dells, Door County, always like, but there's fantastic fudge.
Wow, great point. Now I feel bad. Sorry, Stacy Sue. You can say whatever you want.
To each their own. To each their own. Vince
on Facebook says Wisconsin Dells, the Vegas of the Midwest. Beth says on Facebook, don't be ridiculous. Three Lakes is the only place. I agree with you, Beth. I've seen Beth there. Beth is a friend of my aunt's. I love Beth. Thank you. JB, the guy behind the guy, says best vacation spot in Wisconsin apparently is Florida. Finally, the weather is nice and people leave the state to go somewhere even warmer. I find that odd.
I don't know. Okay. All right. Well, that's
Layman Rob says Lake Superior, the opposite of Florida. Thank you, Layman Rob.
That's Rob. That's Rob from Tigerton, baby. I love when Rob gets a hold of us. Rob, don't forget, drink your water, please. That's not a suggestion. It's an order. Drink your water, and that goes for everybody. Drink your water.
I like the switcheroo, the middle of the names there. That's very.
I know he does. Yeah, his name is Rob. His first last name is Layman, but he's from Tigerton. He is amazing. All right, we got to get out of here. We'll talk more about your thoughts on tonight's question. What is your favorite vacation spot here in Wisconsin? On Nightlight with Pete Schwab and Greg Bach. Coming up next, Kurt Krauss talking about theater and movies here in Wisconsin.
You're listening to Civic Media. Stay up to date on the latest news and information for your local community and Wisconsin by signing up for our free email newsletter. Visit civicmedia.us/email to get started.
That's right, baby. We are coming to you live from Wisconsin, all over the state, and this is Vacationville, USA. The summer is here. Our question of the night is, what is your best vacation spot in Wisconsin or your favorite vacation spot in Wisconsin? Share that. Or if you want to be like Stacy Sue, you can say a place from somewhere else too. It's all about vacation and peace of mind. Our Nightlight
or your
movie
buddy
club,
who said, don't ask me, I won't tell you.
Yeah, that's true. He's keeping it all to himself.
Yeah.
It's just him in a pup tent on a lake. That doesn't sound fun to me anyway, you know?
Okay.
If I could counter my pal Scott Tom. But hey, we have a Nightlight Movie Club this Thursday night, folks. In the second hour, as we do every week, we will discuss a movie, and we'd like for you to be part of it. You can chime in with texts or calls. Tell us your favorite part of the Outsiders. That is this week's movie, the classic Francis Ford Coppola movie that was adapted from the S.E. Hinton novel of the same name. We'll be discussing that on Thursday night. Be part of the fun. It was star-making roles for almost all of the cast, including Patrick Swayze, Emilio Estevez, Tom Cruise, Rob Lowe. Who am I forgetting, guys? Not Matt Damon.
Thomas Howell. C. Thomas Howell. Ralph Macchio. Not Matt Damon.
Not Matt Damon.
No,
Matt Dillon. And Diane Lane.
So and Diane Lane. And many others. So
many other. Leif Garrett was in that movie. It's kind of cool. People are like, who? He was big in the 70s. His name is
pronounced Leif Garrett. Okay.
Wow. That's right. You know what, Dom? He's like 67 right now.
Okay.
Oh, if you're watching on the stream, folks, you just got a serious
Oh, my
chuckle.
goodness
Okay.
gracious.
We're going to keep things moving here with one of my favorite guests, ladies and gentlemen. He's been on the show before. You've heard him, I'm sure. He is a very busy Wisconsin-based actor making his home in Door County. He is also a film producer, and now he joins us tonight to talk about a few other things he's working on, too. As always, it is my pleasure to welcome Mr. Kurt Krauss. Hey, buddy.
Hey, thank you for having me back, Pete. And very nice to meet you, Greg and Dominic.
Nice to meet you as well, Kurt. Welcome to the show.
You've got, again, if you're watching on the stream, you got the nice background. It looks very Door County in your background there, Kurt. You got some nice trees. Do I see water back there?
You do. That's Lake Michigan right behind me.
I've heard of it. Very nice.
Just doing her thing.
It's gorgeous there. You have a nice home, my friend. It's great to have you here. So listen, we have a lot to cover. So let's jump into your new endeavors after the news. But for right now, tell us, kind of catch us up on what you're doing. The last time you were on the show, you talked about this degree you were going for. I've never heard of this before, a master's in talent development down in Illinois. You're an actor, you're a film producer. What is a master's in talent development?
You can do a lot of things with it. And besides helping you be, I think, a better producer and kind of finding what the needs are of crew and client, I can do things with nonprofit work if I want to from here. Once I receive the degree, I can do things in developing strategy. So again, when you're, as you well know, working in indie film, so much of pre-production is putting together the money and financing for a project. And so I think putting together strategy goes a long way. So there's a lot of different areas that I'm learning, a lot of different of these courses. I could go work in education from here as well. And so when I had this opportunity come my way, it was actually with the job that came at the university, and they were looking at bringing back a position that hadn't really been around since the pandemic. So 5-6 years removed, they were looking for someone to come in and help as this assistant res hall director. And with that, develop that program and then pass it on to my successor. And they said a part of the perks is, of course, an education that comes with it. So I originally went in for the job, but the just a really nice perk of it was being able to pursue a master's degree. And this one looked the most interesting to me.
That's great.
Wow. I mean, that's something that I've always been interested in because, I come from the world of production as well, whether it's like mostly live shows. And one thing that I've always been, someone told me once, they said, if you want to get into specifically movie production, one thing you should know about is budgeting, accounting to a certain extent, knowing, where to find the money, how to spend the money, and how to spend it well, because studios and investors love it when you come under budget, especially. So that to me has always been something that's been very interesting. Is that part of the learning you're getting from the course?
Very much so. In my experience also as an independent producer was learning that, but I also knew that I had a lot more to learn, especially if we wanted to put together a bigger budget indie film.
Mm-hmm.
Kurt, okay, we have about a minute and a half or so before we have to break to the news, and then we'll talk about your new film project and this play that you've connected yourself to, which sounds really cool too. But tell us, you are one of the coordinators of the Door County Film Festival. What a great time! I was there in February. It was so much fun. Tell people if they're not aware of it, why they should check out the Door County Film Festival, and put a recap on this year. It was such a great time.
Well, thank you. And thank you so much for being a part of it this past year. I've gotten a lot of really positive feedback from this year.
My check bounced, by the way, but I wasn't going to bring that up on the air, but We
man.
could discuss it afterwards.
He's been talking about it nonstop. Oh my God.
That's the second one this year.
Rats.
No, the festival continues to grow. It was started by Chris Opper, who moved here from Nashville originally, and this came at a time where there wasn't a lot of film festivals. Now film festivals are becoming more and more of a thing. So I think it's probably the third or fourth longest running festival now in Wisconsin. And like I said, every year it's been continuing to grow, and we get a lot of great submissions. We have great speakers every year, including this past year. Pete came and joined us, and you were our keynote to kick off the festival. And we've been able to bring in items such as talking about the new tax incentives. And so we had John Jarosh, who's with Destination Door County, come and talk about the impacts of a cherry pie Christmas and just how that really boosted things in our local economy then, as well as the tourist economy now, of people wanting to come and see the different locals from where it was filmed.
We'll dig into that a little more after the news. Kurt Krauss is here, Northeast Wisconsin-based actor. He's got a big project coming up he's going to tell us about after the news. This is Nightlight with Pete Schwaba and Greg Bach. Welcome back. This is Nightlight with Pete Schwaba and Greg Bach on the Civic Media Network. Great to have you with us on this Tuesday night, which is sort of like a Monday, but better because it's Tuesday. Kurt Krauss is here, folks. He is our guest here in the second hour. He joins us tonight to talk about a cool thing. He's got a film project called Amphibious, but Kurt, you're also involved in a play called Moonlight and Magnolias. Talk about the connection between the play and your movie, and tell us whatever you can about the play, which is right around the corner. It starts June 3rd. Sounds like a fun time.
Yeah, this was really just such a blessing for us. So Third Avenue PlayWorks, which is based in Sturgeon Bay, has this show, which again will be running June 3rd to the 21st, called Moonlight and Magnolias. And they reached out to us because they saw that we were in the fundraising process for Amphibious. And through this community partnership, they're offering 50% of all donations given on their, what they call their Pay What You Will preview night, which will be that Wednesday.
Love
June
that.
3rd. And then they'll continue to be promoting our film throughout the run of this show, and then we, through the 4th through the 21st, are receiving 100% of all donations that come in. So they do a different partnership with each show, and when they saw this one coming up on the playbill, Moonlight and Magnolias, because it's based on it's a comedy behind the scenes based on the film of Gone with the Wind. They thought, why not a play about making a movie correlated to the actual making of a movie?
Yeah.
This one I think folks are really going to enjoy. Moonlight and Magnolias is based on the true story of the chaotic behind the scenes of trying to make Gone with the Wind. And so anyway, in this show, they're 3 weeks into production and everything's going awry. And so the producer locks into his office, he locks up the director and screenwriter, and they says, we have to rewrite this thing in 5 days. And so it's very, very comedic. It's a play of 4 individuals on stage doing this. And yeah, folks are going to be laughing and cheering them on. And anyone who's familiar with Gone with the Wind, I was a big fan of the film growing up. I think you're going to get a lot out of it, as you know the days of Clark Gable as Rhett Butler, and of course Scarlett O'Hara, Mammy. So all these great characters, as they're trying to rewrite this show. Anyone who knows the production, I think, is going to love it.
Awesome.
The only thing I really know about the production, like hijinks, is the fact that at the same time they were making The Wizard of Oz, and they said, like, The Wizard of Oz had 5 directors, and one director, they're like, nope, you can't do it anymore. You got to go back to Gone with the Wind, because that's how it was back in the day of the studio system, where it wasn't Christopher Nolan executing this not winded, I'm sorry, that sounds insulting, but like a long, huge version of his take on the Odyssey or whatever. But back in those days, like, all right, Steve, you're coming off that movie. You're going to Gone with the Wind. We'll see you later. Good luck on that one. It was just absolute chaos, it seemed like.
Sure thing. Yeah, the studio system of then is so different different than the studio system of now. I'd like to think we've evolved for the better.
That's the voice of Kurt Krauss, folks. He is our guest. He is a Northeast Wisconsin-based actor and producer, and he is here talking about a really cool operation he has worked out here between a play called Moonlight and Magnolias. And if you go see it on, what's the date? If you go see Moonlight and Magnolias, the funds go to your production.
So that'll be Wednesday, June 3rd for the 7:30 show. I'm actually going to be there giving just a real short address to the audience. And then myself and some of our production team will come back then on the 12th, and we'll do kind of a talk back with the audience. And that'll be about midway through the run of the show on Moonlight and Magnolia.
I love it. And I love that you've been part of a lot of short films, but this Amphibious is a much bigger, more ambitious project. It's a feature film, and you're trying to raise $300,000. Tell us about the story of Amphibious and how this came to be, and what is your connection to it, and why you're the one that wants to bring it to the big screen.
Yeah, so originally I was the writer of Amphibious, and still primarily am, though I've also had now some screenplay work with the future director of the project, and that's Michael Seibel, and he helped with some of the script rewrites. It was originally a short story that I submitted to a writing competition, and it ended up being a finalist, which told me people liked the story. But it was something to inspire particularly young people and those who might be struggling with identity or some suicide ideation, to help them recognize that those things that make you different, that might be scary as a young person, are those things that make you stand out and become a star in whatever area of life you're called to as an adult. So that the main character in Amphibious, his name's Edward. He was born as syndactyly, so he has webbed toes and webbed fingers, and he's hid the secret away from his classmates for his whole life, and he's transferred to different schools and just always under the radar type guy. And when it's discovered, of course, he's targeted by some of the students and bullied, but you have a response of a very caring staff at the school, and it's actually the English teacher / swim coach who says, what you have here is like the envy of a lot of swimmers, because it's an advantage in the water. And so, long story short, he ends up pursuing swimming, and he very quickly he starts getting faster and faster than everybody else, and he becomes not only the star, but sort of the pseudo celebrity. And over the journey, he was reached with a lot of kindness, and so he can now use his influence to bring kindness, and so he, whether it's through social media or just personal interactions, he helps evolve the whole face of the school, and people treating each other differently and really carrying themselves differently. So he helps other people discover that gift inside of them, the way that different individuals in the show help reach out to him.
Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing. I mean, it just sounds positive from I mean, maybe not from start to finish, but it takes a wonderful turn to the positive, which I think is something in movies we very much need. Kurt, one of the things that we've talked about with other guests and was mentioned briefly before are the tax credits here in Wisconsin. We finally have ourselves tax credits in this state, which I feel like is many years late, but better late than never. How do you see yourself utilizing those tax credits to help you make this film, as far as shooting in Wisconsin and, making it more palatable for other filmmakers here to do their projects?
Yeah, it's crazy, because when we were first writing and rewriting the screenplay, we didn't have those tax credits, and so the original budget we put together wasn't even considering those, because we didn't see that on the radar at the time. I was actually asked to go then testify in Madison before the assembly. They had a committee to hear about these tax credits, and through Action Wisconsin, they brought together a number of us from around the state to talk about our different communities and different work that we do. And so I went from not seeing it at all to all of a sudden it's like, oh my gosh, it's here, and now we get to actually say how this would impact us, to now the actual application. So one of the things we were able to do is say, with $300,000, which is how we were originally going to budget this thing, we're like, no, we could actually see even a greater financial profit, maybe even being able to do more with that, including being able to on location in places like Door County.
Yeah.
And we're working with Film Green Bay to help put this together, and they exist to really be a working arm in a lot of things, whether it's legalities, or if people want to donate to a production through a fiscal receivership program, we're receiving money through them that's donated specifically to our project through Film Green Bay. So it sounds a little complicated, a little crazy, but all that being said, we're creating this film in a way that I've never created a film before. And yeah, that's how do you reach 300,000? And it's like, well, you can do it a way you've never done before.
Yeah.
So it's definitely uncharted waters, but it's amazing. Again, like with this community partnership that came to us through Third Avenue PlayWorks, it's amazing where kind of almost out of the blue, people hear about what you're doing and want to be a part of it. So it's been special, learning curve, but special.
You have to be creative, and you certainly are, my friend. That's really great. Great catching up with you. Check out Moonlight and Magnolia's June 3rd in Sturgeon Bay at the Third Avenue PlayWorks. The proceeds go to help Kurt fund his movie. So hopefully, Kurt, will have you back on to talk about this big premiere of your movie. And it's very ambitious, and I tip my hat to you, pal. Good luck.
Hey, thank you so much. And thank
All
you for
right.
having me.
Yeah, you got it. Anytime. That's Kurt Krauss, folks, Northeast Wisconsin-based actor, and one of the founders or coordinators of the Door County Film Festival. If you get a chance, check out the Door County Film Festival. They screen everything at the Northern Sky Theater. It's absolutely beautiful, and it is another great film festival we have here in Wisconsin. So, I don't know, man. Web fingers and toes. That's intense. That's kind of cool.
I would be swimming like no one's business if that were the case.
How do you
Or
not
I would
go
just
out
be
for
like-
the swim team?
Or I would just be like, look at my fingers. You can't hurt me. I don't know. I have no idea. I'm so stuck in the world of like Marvel movies and superhero movies and mutation movies. I'm like, well, what could he do next? Could the person save the world? No, they're going to swim really fast and inspire others to believe
feel like
in their own abilities.
It would make you popular. I'm sure there's an aspect of bullying that could happen, but it also could make you kind of cool, like a Teen Wolf.
It depends on how you deal with it yourself.
Correct.
If you like, it's like the kind of thing is like if you're a kid who's like, a little hefty, you come in and you're like, yeah, I know I'm hefty, but I'm really fun and funny too, and I'm cute. Like if you have a good attitude towards it, then boom, you got to take care of. The moment you're like, I have webbed fingers, and they make fun of you, you're toast. You're toast.
Great. That's a great. There's a great community of filmmakers in Northeast Wisconsin. Kurt Krauss included, Daniel Wheeler, Dan Davies, J.B. Thompson, Craig Kinnett. They've all been on this show, and I love people that take action and try to get projects made. It's so hard to raise money for projects like this, and to get creative and to see it through is really remarkable. And I tip my hat to anybody who's willing to do that.
I mean, absolutely too. I mean, the all these ideas I've ever had, like whether it's like movie ideas or TV ideas or just like show ideas or whatever, I'm always like, that's going to take so much. And I get very, very discouraged. So it's good to see, and especially like good to see people like Kirk, and we're going to be talking to your friend Daniel Wheeler and, the work that you've done. But now that there is a mechanism in Wisconsin that can actually be sort of like an investment on behalf of people, like, tax credits, like rebate systems, that's important too. Because then not only folks like Kurt, people like Nathan Deming, who we talked to a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll also see bigger projects come to Wisconsin as well.
I hope so.
I personally feel like Georgia was like, yeah, let's be the leader. Let's do this. Let's do it to it. And Wisconsin, come on. We got snow. They don't.
Dude, Atlanta is like, when my son was coming out of college, he had a lot of actor friends. Some of them went to New York, some went to LA, a couple went here, a couple went there. And more than either one of those cities, people went to Atlanta. Like there is that much work there. You can make your living as an actor in Atlanta. That's how proactive they've been.
Pinewood Studios, one of the most famous studios in all the world, has made the James Bond movies. You look up Pinewood Studios in England. Yeah. They opened a second location in Atlanta because they're like, yeah, this is the place to be. So maybe, just maybe, insane. Wisconsin is next.
They're sustaining it, and that's half the battle because sometimes these incentives come and go. But tip my hat to Georgia or whatever. All right, we are going to come right back and wrap this whole thing up, folks, with the nightcap that is coming your way next, and we'll finish up some texts. A few laughs, a few drinks. We'll see what happens, guys. It's Nightlight with Peach Wobble and Greg Bach on the Civic Media Network.
You're listening to Civic Media. Find the latest news, information, and archives of all your favorite shows on the Civic Media website, civicmedia.us.
Welcome back to Nightlight with Pete Schwaba and Greg Bach here on the Civic Media Network. We can always get in touch, 855-752-4842, 855-75-CIVIC. Leave a comment on the live stream. We're currently streaming on Facebook, YouTube, and the platform we still call Twitter. The question of the evening is, what is your favorite vacation spot in Wisconsin? And we're going to get to some of those questions right here, but there is some breaking news happening right now that has come across the desk, which is very, very upsetting in the world of Packers. Running back Josh Jacob has turned himself into the Hobart, Wisconsin jail and is looking at 5 counts of domestic abuse at it says like strangulation and property damage. That is all we know at this moment. We got that from both Mike Clemens, and it's being reported right now in the New York Post as well. There was a disturbance complaint involving Jacobs on Saturday morning, and he has turned himself into the authorities and was booked into the Brown County Jail on 5 charges: battery, domestic abuse, criminal damage to property, domestic abuse, disorderly conduct. It's really, honestly, it's domestic abuse / other things, strangulation and suffocation and intimidation of a victim. As we know more, we will let you know, but that is breaking news coming out of Green Bay and the Packers organization. Again, Packers star Josh Jacobs has been arrested, facing 5 charges of domestic violence. So that is not the way we like to end our shows here, but we wanted to let you all know that. And as we know more, we will let you know. There will be more reports on civicmedia.us for that. So, we wanted to coming up on tomorrow's show, we will be speaking to Norm Kopeski, who's the co-owner of Appleton Cigar, and he will be talking about his business. He'll be on the show. He's one of our sponsors. We love talking to him. We love having him here. And then it's time for Martin Alvarado from the Madison Library to give us his picks and his ideas on what's happening around the area, especially with spring and summer. So come on back for the show tomorrow, 5 to 7 for Nightlight. We are officially in the nightcap, folks, where we get the last-minute thoughts, texts, messages, things of that nature on our question of the night. Summer is here. What is the best vacation spot in Wisconsin? If you want to let us know, 855-752-4842, 855-75-CIVIC. Again, leave a comment on the live stream. We're currently streaming on Facebook, YouTube, and the platform we still call Twitter. You can also get in touch with us via the Civic Media app, where you can call and text, listen live, get your news. It's all right there. It's absolutely free. Daniel Barry on the live stream says, happy Tuesday. What's up, everybody? Hello, Daniel. Welcome to the program. So happy you stopped by and, let us, hello. We're happy to have you here.
I would love to know if Daniel, if you want to explain where the sports highlights part of that go. Like, is he like an editor? Does he work for a TV station? Does he just say, these are the highlights I appreciate as a fan? I don't know, but I would love to know that, Daniel Barry. If you ever want to share that, that's awesome. And happy Tuesday to you as well, buddy.
Let us know your world, Daniel.
Yeah.
We need to know.
Bring us
all
in.
Right. We still have some leftover text messages, some thoughts on tonight's question. What is your best vacation spot in Wisconsin? Take it away, Mr. Dom Lee in Madison.
Yeah, we got a few more left. We got AJ texting in on WMDX, says, just got back from my parents' place outside of Eagle River. We were just talking about Eagle River.
Another one for Eagle River, yeah.
He said they have a cute little theater. Very nice, AJ. Thank you for the text.
That's what I was talking, that Violet's Theater. It's adorable. Right in downtown Eagle River. It's so cool. You know who else was from Eagle River? It was David Zucker's pal and collaborator, Jim Abrahams, who actually, I think he had a summer home there, but I think he ended up relocating full-time to Eagle River. Beautiful
Can
place.
I give you a fun factoid piece of information regarding a musical choice for Mr. Dom Lee? He played Vacation by the Go-Go's.
Yeah.
The Go-Go's guitar player, Jane Weedland, born in Oconomowoc, Wisconsin.
Is that right?
And their lead singer was briefly the drummer of one of the first hardcore punk bands of all time, the Germs, Belinda Carlisle. So I just, whenever I hear
she's a drummer?
She was a drummer.
Oh, wow.
She was a drummer. Yeah, so there you go.
I remember she dated a pro ball player named Mike Marshall, I think was his name. He was a Dodger. And everybody loved Belinda Carlisle. She was so fun, had such great energy. And I didn't know she was a drummer, though. That's so cool.
She did so much cocaine in the 80s, she once said she's surprised she still has a nose.
Well, listen, we've all got our quirks, and I know Dom is trying to kick the smack habit. And
it's been quite a few years.
It's been quite a few years.
I feel like I opened that on myself, folks. I apologize for that. I think we have one more text message from Brett in Brown Deer.
Yeah, Brett in Brown Deer texts in on WAUK. Says, Crivets is cool, too. When we were kids, my parents had a cabin in a little tract of land called Sweetheart City. All cabins,
Adorable.
and in the summer, kids playing everywhere and parents getting hammered playing dice. If we didn't interrupt their partying, we could do anything we wanted. That sounds really fun. Sounds really fun.
There you go.
Good, clean American fun right there.
There you go. And then there's one last one just popped in here. Melissa from Willie Street in Madison on WMDX says, Point Beach Forest Preserve. Very, very wonderful. Do we have any Facebook messages left over, Mr. Schwaba?
We do not. Facebook is out, and there have been no X's posted either.
Yeah, that's fine.
No X's.
Well, let's see here. Pete, what did you learn tonight?
I learned we just got another last-minute text from Dave in Madison, who I think is Lil Irv. I think they're the same person. I'm not sure, though. He said, I just canceled my vacation to Josh Jacobs' house.
Cool. All right. Thank you for that, Dave. Appreciate that. Okay, cool.
Good move.
Pete.
What did I learn? I learned that Jim Santel knows a lot more about the law than I do. And
okay. All right.
Yeah, I always like talking to Jim. Very informative.
I love talking. I love when Jim just talks. For me, it's like I feel like I'm doing way more listening because he just can go. And I'm like, educate us, please, sir.
Indeed.
Dom, what about you?
I would say I know a lot more vacation spots now. I've just, I barely moved to Wisconsin, and I'm fully here now. Fully here. Fully a Wisconsinite. There we go.
There it is.
There we go.
Dom is a Wisconsinite, everybody. We did
converted.
it, Pete.
Gosh,
We
do you
did it.
have a Wisconsin license, Dom?
I don't, not yet.
Okay.
But I
All
will.
right. Well,
Like driver's license or license on your car?
Neither.
Okay, get on that. Actually, you should be given that. That's actually kind of, I think that's a law right there.
Next.
But all right, folks, we got to get on out of here. Remember, tomorrow's show, Norm Kopesky, who is the co-owner of Appleton Cigar, will be here, as well as Martine Alvarado from the Madison Public Libraries. So join us again, won't you? Same time, 5 to 7 every single night, Monday through Friday. We're so happy you're joining us tonight. And folks, we hope you have a great night. Thank you so much to Dom and Tucker, Engineering and Traffic, for all the work they do. For everyone who called, text, got in touch with us, we love that very much. We got to get on out of here. So Pete, say good night to the people.
good night, Wisconsin.
The national news cycle never stops, but it can be hard to find news about your local community. Civic Media is dedicated to providing quality local and state news coverage across Wisconsin. With the Civic Media app, you can get notifications about local stories that matter to you and your community. Find the free Civic Media app in your phone's app store and choose notifications from the menu to tell us what kind of news you want to hear about.